In this lesson, you will learn formal letter writing. Everyone should be able to write a letter, whether for business, an email, a personal letter, or a social media post in a letter format. Writing letters helps convey idea and create a positive impression. The video details the format for writing a formal letter, explains its definition and structure, and provide examples of formal letters for your reference. We should craft formal letters carefully because they are formal documents. A formal letter is written in orderly and conventional language and follows a specific stipulated format. These letters are solely prepared for professional purposes, such as writing a letter to a manager, HR manager, employee, college or school principal, teacher, etc. Formal letter writing format. Formal letter writing format requires some specific rules and conventions. Also, the language of the letter should be very professional. The format here will help in relaying the content of the letter in a formal way. An example of a formal letter is writing a resignation letter to company's manager, stating the reason for resignation in the same letter. Formal letters, also called business letters or professional letters, are letters written in a strict and specific format. Format letters are naturally much more formal in style than informal or friendly letters. Formal letters can be written for various purposes, including the following: to communicate your issues within a professional settings, to give formal documentation within your workspace, to order merchandise, apply for a job, to the editor of publication addressing the challenges encountered by diverse group of people in different places, etc. Structure of a formal letter. To be able to write a formal letter, you must first comprehend the purpose of the letter. Regarding formal letters, the structure varies according to the letter type. Certain guidelines must be observed to compose a formal letter. Every sentence should be well considered and structured so that the intended meaning is conveyed precisely and clearly to the reader. Types of formal letters. As discussed, there are various forms of formal letters which can generally be categorized as follows: business letters, letters of application, letters to the editors. Business letters. Business correspondence should be concise, precise, and to the point. Any story has no place in a business letter. Consider a few things before you begin writing a business letter. Instead of using showy or overly forceful words, use straightforward, ordinary language to communicate your message. Never compose a business letter using language that is frequently used in the business. As much as possible, you should avoid abbreviations. Depending on the recipient and the type of letter, different modes of address are used. When you write a letter to order items, you should take the utmost care to include clear and accurate description of the necessary articles together with the desired quality and quantity. Always include the letter's date and reference numbers when responding to a business letter, if any. Examples of the business letters are letters from an employer to employees and vice versa, letters to order and replace items, letters of grave concern to an officer of higher rank, letters of complaint, etc. Letters of application. Letters of application often consist of employment seeking letters. Before and after you compose a cover letter, be sure to examine the following. Always begin a cover letter with a brief introduction indicating whether the candidate is responding to a newspaper or online advertisement. Indicate the applicant's age, education, and experience. Provide the employer with a sincere declaration of an applicant's intent to accept the position with the company in question. Additionally, provide reference so the employer can determine the type of employee you would be. Application letters should adhere to the format of the formal business letters. Letters to the editor. Always address these messages to the editor and sign them yours sincerely. Letters to editor are written communication that should be directed to higher authorities. These letters should be formal and legitimate. No newspaper would print anonymous letters, so be sure the message is for a cause and that your name and address are listed correctly. Writing a formal letter. Parts of a formal letter. Regardless of the topic, when writing a professional letter, you should always be respectful and mindful of your words. To compose a formal letter, keep in mind the following guidelines. Always begin with the address of the sender. The date follows after this. The recipient address follows. The recipient may be company itself or an individual who represents the company. The letter's subject is very important. It is a statement of letter's intent. It should only be written in one line. The appropriate salutation is Dear Sir, Madam. If you know the individual well, you might use their name such as Dear John. Body of the letter. We can write the body of letter in 3 paragraphs. In the opening paragraph, you should introduce yourself and state the purpose of your letter. The second paragraph should contain all pertinent facts regarding the subject. The third paragraph can be a conclusion in which you outline your expectation on topic. Use a complimenting closing such as yours faithfully, yours honestly to end the letter. In contrast to informal correspondence, the signature should include your name in block letters and title below the signature. Here is an example of formal letter. Thank you for watching this video. In the next video, I will explain the difference between formal letters and informal letters.